Hey guys, welcome back to the BFS Fishing Channel, and in this video we're going to be going over this reel right here. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit of a interesting initial look because this reel is actually also called the Sheng Xiao. There is a difference though between the previous reel that I reviewed and this reel. Well, took an initial look at, not quite reviewed. I do have to make a follow-up video on that first Xiao reel, and there are a couple reasons why I actually want to follow up on that one. So the reel, the initial one is not without its pros and cons, and I'm not going to get into that in this video. I'll try to get a video out on that relatively soon, but no promises because life is still really busy. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this one, so let's go ahead and do that without wasting any more time. And here we are. Okay, so this looks to be right off the bat, it looks to be a nicer packaging than that first reel. I'm not talking about the bubble wrap, I'm talking about the box itself. And you can tell because this one has the nice gold foil. So I guess, and I don't read Chinese, but there is some Chinese writing right here. That's a little bit different between the two, and this is Xiao, and the same thing, Xiao. This is the cheaper, quote-unquote, budget version, which is the carbon frame. And then this one is actually going to be an alloy frame, and that's kind of what makes this reel interesting. And there are some differences between this one and the previous reel that I took an initial look at. We're going to get everything out of the box and kind of show you guys what's in here, but it looks like it's just the same thing as the previous reel, which is kind of a bag. This one is a little bit, ever so marginally better than the other one. And then we have a schematic with all the parts in Chinese, some instructions, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this aside. All right, so let's get into this. So the same deal, this has this security tag. I'm gonna cut it off in the most non-safe manner. And just want to get an initial feel for everything. Okay, so I'm going to read off some specs for you guys. So again, the name of this reel is the Sheng Xiao. This one is an alloy frame, so that's one major difference between this one and the other one. This is coming in with 10+1 ball bearings. This one has about 4 kilograms of drag strength. The reel weight is supposed to be coming in at about 149 grams, and we're going to go ahead and get an all-up weight for you guys. And then they claim that the spool is about 8 grams, and so the reason why this spool is heavier than the previous reel's spool is because it has, interesting, because this one has a spool shaft. Now here's another very interesting thing. In some of the marketing material, actually, you know what? The marketing material is correct. So this reel also comes with orange seal ceramic bearings. There is a little bit of grease on the end of this, but I want to get a weight for you guys, get weights for you guys before I do anything to this reel. So the spool weight, they were claiming 8 grams. Let's go ahead and see if they're true to their word, and actually comes in under 8 grams. So I'm getting a 7.81 gram reading, and just to make sure, I want to tear that out again. 7.81. So it's coming under what they're reporting, which is great. And that's even with, extra grease on the spool pin right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this back in. They claim an all-up weight of 149 grams, and so we're going to go ahead and get you guys an all-up weight. 150.13. So they're a little bit off on the all-up weight, but it does have some plastic wrap on the cork handles, and I'm sure there's a little bit of extra grease on the inside. So not too shabby in the weight department. Let's go ahead and get some free spool action. It is a little bit noisy, but it's to be expected because these are ceramic bearings. I will say that the free spool is not as good as the cheaper version. Doesn't seem like it wants to go as long, and that could be because maybe there's some grease on the inside of those bearings. I mean, when we looked at the spool bearing itself, there was quite a bit of grease on that spool pin, and maybe some of that got into the ceramic bearings. Or it's possible that this bearing on the side plate is a little bit dirty. I do want to compare this to Valiant Eagle 2 because I thought that these looked very, very similar, and on closer inspection, no, they are not. Not similar in the least. Just kind of in design and design only. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is going to be a aluminum alloy frame. It does feel a bit more premium, actually a lot more premium than the cheaper version. And let me see how the brakes feel when they're turned to the max setting. And again, this is with no spool tension on it whatsoever. Okay, so the brakes are really, really strong. So that's a good thing, that the brakes are so strong. Does not look like these brakes are adjustable. And they actually might be on the strong side, especially at the low side, the min point. So this is something that I'll definitely have to spool up and test out. I'm gonna get you some sounds. So this would be the drag clicker, not as clicky as the other one. And then I'll do the star drag itself. Star drag is very clicky. Spool tension has no click to it and is very tight. So that's not bad. Yes, the free spool is not super amazing, but we all know that free spool doesn't necessarily equate to performance. The cork handles are fairly nice. There's a little bit of, maybe that's from the handle knobs themselves. There's a little bit of play, a little bit of slop in the handle knobs. And then it does kind of feel like there is a little bit of slop in the handle itself. Like I can feel that there's a little bit of rocking back and forth. So I'm interested to get this open and see what kind of tolerances there are on the internals. The cheaper version, I have done a teardown video of that, and I need to release that video so that you guys can kind of see some of the tolerance issues. But the clutch button on this one feels very nice. I don't know if it's a plastic or if it's an actual metal button, but it feels really, really nice. And on the cheaper version too, I really liked how it felt. It's a little bit on the slick side, but I'm okay with that because it has this like really, really nice, almost like a soft touch metal type feel to it. Yeah, I'm really excited to get this this reel opened, looked at, and spool it up and test it out on the waters. And I will get you guys that follow-up video for the other Xiaoju, the cheaper Xiaoju, very, very soon. But that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to make a really quick initial look at this reel because it is kind of cool to see an alloy reel under $100. So yeah, I do have some other reels that are coming in. There is the Haibo Arise, I believe it's the Arise Air that should be coming in sometime this week. I'm really excited for that one because it has a really cool braking system that's kind of like a mix between the FTB Shimano system and then also the Daiwa Magforce system. but hopefully I'll get that sooner rather than later, and then get you an initial video again sooner rather than later for that video. And then there's some other stuff that is coming in as well. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. If you have any questions or complaints about these videos, please leave them in the comment section below. I respond to each and every one of those comments. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.